Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, Bushido. Good morning. How are you? Streaming live from Miami. Yep. This is the first time I have had the pleasure to wake up at 9:30, even though it's not technically 9:30 for me. I didn't wake up at 9:30. I woke up at 7:30, which is 4:30, and that's usually the time I wake up anyways. So, all right. Saran, welcome back. How are you doing? All right, we got Ken in the chat.
Oh, I'm muted. One sec. Here we go. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You're in Miami now.
Yes, I am.
What's the weather like?
Oh, it's horrible. Hot. I got in last night at midnight and it was raining, pouring, absolutely dumping. And the floors had like this much water.
Oh, wow.
Like the whole streets were flooded.
Jeez, yeah. I remember that from Miami, yeah.
Yeah.
It was raining a lot.
Best, but, you know, we're out here.
Nice.
So,
well, you're safe and sound.
What'd you get into yesterday? You want to share your screen?
Yeah, let me just share this. Yesterday, no, nothing, just chilled.
Rainfall.
Right, let me just... All right. What is going on here? There we go. Okay.
TM, welcome back. I see some familiar names in here.
Hey, guys.
Saran, where it was. Go here.
Share screen. All right. Share. Okay. There we go.
So.
Oh, sorry. There we go. All right.
I think we definitely could come back down here and tap into this and then go higher.
Yeah, we carried on in the end. That breakout happened, didn't it, for Nas yesterday? You know, when we just narrowed had that nice little breakout. Man, no stopping. Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, what I was saying, should I quickly, is my screen in proper view? Yeah, it is. Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just quickly note that yesterday's reports, when we were on the stream, and we had obviously the markets were moving on this apparently deal, but it's not done yet. It's very close apparently, but not there yet according to Vance. But the market's obviously super optimistic right now. Obviously stocks, as you can see, that's why we're running to the north. Dollars flat, not committing at the moment. I think, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if something still happens over the weekend. So just an element of caution for everybody. Just do not hold your breath. It's anything can happen. I don't have anything going on dollar related. I'm just going to sit on my hands for the time being because, as I say, if you'd be crazy holding anything going into the weekend, right? And markets just ranging anyway. You know, you can just see the dollars ranging. No one wants to commit, obviously. The only thing that I did get on, and this is on a minor effects level. So I spoke about this on the, basically, for those that are in this stream, get in the Telegram community. E8 has a Telegram community as well, where I post morning rundowns. But I called out this trade in the community today. Abby, this is going to be well and truly out of your like sphere, because I'm looking at basically Australia versus Canada as two different economies. So with this, why I took this trade is because structurally AUD and CAD are pushing higher. I was calling this like last year in these videos that I was doing, that this breakout was going to happen. And the reason being for everybody in here is that Australia basically is a stronger economy than CAD right now. Canada suffering with stagflation, Australia raising rates, whereas Canada are keeping rates unchanged. So there's this massive divergence. So this is just like one-way traffic for me. So it had been on my watch list last week. So I was waiting for this obviously higher low here. And then obviously we were pushing to the upside. We had all this volatility with the freaking war stuff. Anyway, so on the 4 hour, I was watching the price, wait for this gap fill. So we had the gap to the upside, filled that gap. I then wanted to see obviously stability. And then I was watching this over the last couple of days, waiting for this breakout of this wedge, you know, this pullback structure here. And then I got in this morning on the 1 hour when I saw we started to break out, basically. Formed an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and I got in there. So yeah, I'm running this at the moment to parity. So basically, CAD is dollar versus CAD is going to be parity. Aussie versus CAD are going to be parity, more or less, for a higher high. That's the next area of liquidity for me. So that's what I'm running at the moment. But yeah, nothing dollar related for now.
Looks really good. That was a great trade.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. Yeah, and then CAD today, by the way. So Canada reported bad GDP, contraction of 0.1%. So no growth, they're contracting. Underperformance from expectations and lower than previous. So that just helped my trade anyway. So yeah, really nice, really nice.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah. What about you?
For today?
Have we got anyone on today, by the way?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, nice.
His name is Drew.
Man, like Drew.
Yep.
Okay, proper American name, Drew. Nice to meet you.
Watch him get on, and he's like Scottish or something. I haven't met him, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, what did I end up taking yesterday? I unfortunately cleared my chart, so that's not even on there. But I think here, let me switch myself over.
Yep.
Right before I got off stream, I was just saying how once we did break this area and we took those highs, I was waiting for some sort of move. Right here, I knew we were going to consolidate. We ended up manipulating down, and then I got in and took this trade up. That pretty much was the only trade that I took yesterday. I did take one at the open, which was somewhere in here. I don't know. I lost the trade. It was, I expected that we were going to retrace a bit, but we did not. So I was down 300, and then this one, I made everything back and
nice
green on the day. So that was pretty much it. As for what I'm seeing on today's chart, obviously we're not trading the open. That open volatility is not the way to go. But let me see if I can.
Breaking out still.
I like that. All right. So I have this little hour imbalance here, fair value gap, that I have marked out. I don't really know how the day is going to go because obviously we're at all-time highs. I'm not going to fight the trend. If it wants to keep going, I'm going to find a trade and go with it. But if it does, for some reason, want to come back and pull into this area, I could see that happening. It's the only unmitigated fair value gap that I see on the charts. So we have POC here, point of control. I believe the value area high is somewhere right here, which is kind of irrelevant. And then value area low down here. I don't really see anything for today. Honestly, it's a Friday. I don't typically like to trade too much.
Yeah, you know? I hear you.
I'm not going to force it on a Friday, but if something presents, I'm going to take it.
Yeah. It looks really nice. I think, yeah, it'd be, I mean, it's scary though, jumping it. This is super bullish still. And I mean, to go and jump in now though is just a bit scary. Yeah. What level were you looking for a pullback for NAS?
So right around this area, there's
30.
Like here,
I'll see that. Yeah, I see that.
Out on the, I want to say it was a 1 hour. Right in here, we just have this. Here, I'm actually going to explain this out because I know there's some new people in the chat, and I feel like it would be helpful when you're looking at fair value gaps. So first, a fair value gap. What is a fair value gap? Several candles going up and creating this space in between. So we'll say like here, 1, 2, 3, and they're all going up in the same direction. You have a space right here that creates this imbalance. Basically, that's liquidity that the market's going to want to come and fill. As you can see here in this one, it tapped into that area. So this one would say is already mitigated. It's less valid in my trading style. This one as well tapped into, less valid. This one as well. But this is a space that I do see that we could pull back into. Maybe not today, maybe end of day or over the weekend. We also have this gap down here that we've been talking about all week, which has not been filled. Usually gap fill is something that we watch out for. So maybe that happens over the weekend. I'm not feeling crypto's pulling back, everything's looking a little suspect. Like the
Mhm.
whole market, gold, everything, the NASDAQ, everything is up right now except for crypto. So
Mm.
for me, it's just kind of like, okay, something's not right. So I don't know. The weekend could be a bloodbath. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's just really crazy at this point, and I don't like trading all-time highs.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. Enough rambling.
No, it's good. I like the
Pretty
ramble.
much I'm waiting for you know, in 4 minutes, we're going to have our high and our low of the opening range. Once that's set, same thing. Wait for a break. Don't take it. Take the second break. So pull back to New York. That'll be the best trade if you can wait for that. That'd be ideal.
Oh, wowzers. We are really going, girl.
Yup.
Still going. Whoa, sir. Whoa. This is incredible. So I think, I mean, yeah, this is obviously, we're in serious premium territory right now. This is like, we're in the abyss. We're in the abyss. There's nothing to look at to the left. This is what I find concerning when we do this sort of thing. But I would like, I guess it's sort of similar to where you're looking. Obviously, future slightly different pricing, but I would look for a pullback back to here, where obviously we were topping out previously, maybe come down here for a higher low. And, we've got a nice little structure going on here as well. So coming back into here for another final push, maybe would be pretty tasty, I think. But yeah, let's see. Nothing's gonna. Yeah, I'm just surprised, like how aggressive markets are pushing heading into frickin' this weekend. Like anything can happen. Like we've seen it so many times. It's always over the weekend.
Yeah, something's gonna happen. I don't know what it's gonna be, but something's gonna happen.
It's very likely. It's very likely.
Guys in the chat, how is my audio right now? Because I could set up a better audio.
Yeah.
How's it sound? Is it coming through okay?
I think you sound okay.
Okay.
Christine, sorry.
I see a question from Zero. It says, "Can you explain what that part means? Can you explain which part you need explaining? Because that was a minute ago." Very nice. Borat voice. That part with Canada, yes.
That part.
All right.
Someone's asking about Discord inside E8 Discord. Announce when the E8 lives happen. Okay, I think I am a part of the Discord with E8, so I will see what I can do, either myself or if I'm on, or when Angel's on, because it's either sometimes it'll be me, sometimes it'll be Angel.
Yeah, so, I actually, we could drop the link right now, but
yeah,
we should start doing that. It's hard because once you go live, then you can get the link. You can't get the link until you're live, so that's just kind of a little bit of a beep beep. Yeah.
Also, if you can jump in Telegram as well, the Telegram channel, guys.
Yep.
Get in there as well. All right. I'm just having a look. By the way, next week, traders, is NFP Fridays. It's Friday, Freaky Friday next week, which, I mean, NFP, to be honest, over these years, like right now, given everything that's going on, NFP is largely overshadowed by these geopolitical tensions. But we'll still note it. The reason being is because if we get to a time when this geopolitical tension starts to fade, we are going to be focusing on economic data again to try and get clues as to what's happening with, the Federal Reserve interest rates. So this will be good because this comes ahead of the FOMC meeting. So I'll just quickly bring you guys up to speed. So we've got FOMC the following, what? Oh, maybe not that Wednesday. I'm confused. We've got FOMC June 17th. Oh, okay, 17th maybe. Yeah, okay. Why? Okay, so why this non-farm payrolls figure is important is because this is going to be the first meeting of a new FOMC chair. So no more Powell memes. We've now got a guy called Kevin Warsh. So I think this is quite a significant non-farm payroll. So see how that comes out, sets a bit of a tone heading into the guy's first meeting, see how jobs are performing. Labor market has been okay. When we look at sorry, let me just bring this up again. Non-farm payrolls, yeah. Labor market's been okay. It's been okay. A couple of readings have been good, but we've had previous revisions lower. The average earnings did cool for the last couple of months, which that means that's deflationary. So if people are getting paid less, people are going to be potentially spending less, which means inflation should come down. Yesterday, we did obviously see inflation coming down through PCE data, the Fed's preferred measure of inflation. So yeah, if this number calls, what you can expect is keep an eye on this. Okay, always have a look at this, regardless if you trade stocks or if you trade whatever asset. Keep an eye on what markets are pricing in for rates, because this is influencing every asset that you guys trade. Okay, so right now we can see the probability that this has gone down again. This was at the start of the week, this was 50 something percent. Now it's 46.1% probability that they're going to get a hike before the end of the year. So the chances are dropping, which is dollar negative, which is stocks positive. Stocks don't want hikes. Stocks want, rates as they are or lower rates. So keep an eye anyway on that. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Just buy the dip. Yeah. I mean, if only it's that easy, baby. But yeah, that's just the way it's going. Dip buying. Aggressive dip buying. Look at it. It's so clean. Super, super clean. If you look on a daily, oh my gosh. Super, super clean dip buying. Yeah. What's going on?
Let's see. What are you guys doing in the chat? Audio's okay. If you click the bell icon on YouTube, it'll notify on your phone. Interesting. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, it'll probably alert you. Or you can set up your live notifications. I mean, we'll be here Monday through Friday at 6:30 open, 9:30 open, New York session. So,
Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. Okay.
This is facts. Well, hey, 17 is a really great number. So if we could get 17 likes on this video right now, I'd be big stoked. If we get 17 likes on this video, wait, hold on. Let's see what we're at. How many likes are we at, guys? Oh, we don't hit that. Oh, we're already at 11. Okay. If we get 20 likes, I'll open a Red Bull and chug it. Just kidding.
Chug.
I had 2 coffees this morning.
You've had 2?
Every part of me wants a Red Bull. I really do.
Do it.
Yesterday, having that Red Bull was a bad idea because I love them. I really love them. They're just so bad for you.
They're really bad for your gut microdermium or whatever. Something like that. But yeah. So
this little opening range is set. We have our opening range high sitting around 462 on NASDAQ, and our opening range low sitting down at 365. We broke the top, so let's see if we can get a pullback down to the New York. Let me pop up here real quick. Queen chair.
Hey.
All right, right here. So we broke this. I'd be looking for one of 2 things to get into a trade. I'd be looking for it to just reject this level and then get long. Or if it comes back down to this area here, I'd be looking to get long there. Also dependent on how it responds to each one of these levels,
Guys, by the way, so obviously that we had someone on board yesterday. Well, someone in the chat yesterday was talking about, he's a swing trader who finds it difficult with the current conditions. And, when you look at obviously Euro, we were talking about this yesterday, but just how it's super directionless. But if you can, right, and I think if you know how to play it in terms of marking up key areas of liquidity, when we're in ranges, there's always going to be key areas of liquidity, key zones that we're working within, that we're magnetizing, we're drawn to. So range trading can be lucrative. Any strategy can be lucrative that work once you find a system and methodology works for you. But for example, take now this euro dollar range that we're in. You can see every time, given the fact that we're in markets just in wait and see mode, especially when we're in wait and see mode over a situation like this US and Iran stuff. But you can see every time you look for what you're looking for is those exhaustion candlesticks, right? So for example, like an evening star or a shooting star validated with that closure below. And then we get that continuation to the downside and we work towards the next area of liquidity. Again, look left here. So again, or a big bearish engulfing candlestick, just to show that this zone is in force. So you're going to get selling and magnetized to that next, be drawn into that next area of liquidity. Again here, like reversal candlestick validated by that closure below, just shows like we're topping out, we're losing momentum. So, and then we work our way gradually down. We didn't quite make it this time because obviously it's Friday as well, but working our way down towards that next area of liquidity. So like whenever you see these range trading, just mark up those key zones, and it's something that could be, you know, you could find profitable, you know, or lucrative, just if you do a bit of back testing on it. But yeah, right. There are ways to maneuver through these times as well. Yeah, Babby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bushido said NQ's pushing way harder than ES. Let's see.
Wow, yeah, it's really going so erect.
Oh yeah. ES is not.
Gold. What's wrong with gold? So you said gold markets have been bad for me these days. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame it. Are you a swing trader, Mr. TM 1204? I mean, if you're a swing trader, this is chop central. Ah! Oh my god. Oh, sorry, that killed me. But do you know, Bushido, you know, bro, that is actually like in the dictionary. Erect does that. What I used it for in that example for NASDAQ, that candle was super erect. Like that, there's no, you know, there's no funny business. Go and check the dictionary. English Oxford Dictionary. Oh god, that killed me. Bite slip. So yeah, no, it's super choppy. Super choppy gold. Like no one can trade that and be profitable. It's just mental. Like you got to be in and out of this, you know, and it's just so directionless. So I don't blame you, man. Like in times like that, where it's super narrow price action for gold, just stay out. I'm sorry, but just stay out. Yeah, man. But structure on a daily is bearish. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, potentially pulling back for a new lower high, subject to more. So I still see gold is going to be selling, okay? But this area, 4,500, is not going to be given up without a fight, basically. It's a big zone. Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely MNQ has had no sort of pullback. ES has a little bit. Both still going. It's almost crazy. I feel like a year ago, if I was looking at any of this stuff, I'd be trying to find trades. Now I'm just like not trying to trade.
Yeah. So now it comes to you.
It's 2 days ago, yesterday, and I look at this and I'm like, you know, there's nothing to do.
Yep.
Not fighting for a trade. We're fighting against trading.
So now that's come to you. Do you, Abby, well, I guess you don't actually, but you don't set alerts or anything like that, do you?
I actually do. It depends. When the market's moving better than this, like all-time highs, I don't really know what to do with all-time highs, besides just get in long and hope for the best. All-time highs kind of will be that exception, but with when I like look at the chart and I see something that there's just really weak levels somewhere, or there's liquidity traps somewhere, like I will set alerts, because sometimes those trades are more of swing trades, like maybe over a couple hours. Right now, like obviously prop firms, you can't trade overnight. So I'll be looking for bigger moves, things that I'm waiting for the week. Like for example, the gap. If I want to trade into that area, I'm going to set alerts, because obviously it's been like 4 days since that was printed. So yeah, sometimes I do.
Fair play.
Sometimes.
Does anyone in the chat actually trade forex? Because it seems like obviously you're just drawing in the the futures and traders. I just wonder if anyone actually trades forex in here.
I'm gonna start trading forex next week, because we have new accounts coming out and they are 0 payout cap. So we're gonna do that. They have you have the whole rundown of the accounts, don't you?
Yes, I do. I don't think I don't think we can spill. I don't know.
Let me see.
But yeah, we got some. Oh, okay, Levi. Yep. Euro dollar and GP dollar. I do, but I'm a beginner though. That's all right. We've got to start somewhere. Yeah, not much going on Euro GU today. Stay away. Stay away. Ugly.
When are we dropping that, by the way?
I believe Monday.
Yeah, I think so too. So
Monday.
there's going to be Forex and crypto, static drawdown, daily payouts, no consistency rule, no payout caps, and you can swing trade. Hold trades at night. So I'm going to pick up a set of those and do a little trading on that. Maybe get a nice crypto short.
Ha!
Yeah. Crypto, I think it's doing really bad right now.
I just noticed this. E8 Pro is cooming back. It's cooming. Was that intentional?
Oh, yeah. That looks bad. Ooh, I feel like I need to put my net worth in this one. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Hyperliquid is crushing it. The whole market's down, but Hyperliquid is up.
Yeah. Wait. What's Hyperliquid? I've heard. Is it a platform to trade?
Yes, it is.
What for? Is it for crypto?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Hyperliquid.
And
okay,
I think I'm going to trade unless I'm thinking of a different one, I think you can trade like gold and stuff. I have to double check that. Yeah, daily payouts. Yeah, daily payouts would be fire. Because, like, you know how frustrating it is for a lot of traders that they have this 5-day thing where you have to trade consistently, like, you know, make 150 a day or whatever. And sometimes people get that first payout and they just, you know, can't maintain that momentum. But having daily payouts is kind of cool.
No, that's powerful. Absolutely powerful.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I better remove this because people come onto this stream, right?
What is that, Ken?
Oh my god!
Wait, can you zoom into that? What kind of animal is that?
I don't know.
Is that
like a jellyfish here? Jellyfish tentacles.
Can I see it online? That's not what that looks like, Ken.
Oh yeah, no, that looks true. No, sorry about that. This is what I mean. I always have to conduct chart hygiene really bad. I only brought this
a live presentation of your drawing skills.
Yeah. Well, someone was just saying you can catch Aussie Swiss for a quick couple of points, long and short. Yeah, I guess playing in the range, it's super tight right now. Super tight range.
Oh yeah.
Saran, you caught I'm in green today, scalped gold due to not good movement in London session and got a short in GU during London session. I got free. Oh, nice. That's really good day. Really good day. You caught GU shorts. Nice. What did you? Nice. Okay, fair. I would have been interested in those GU shorts today had we, because obviously this is a massive area of liquidity at 34.50. Had we swept, London Asian range high, I would have definitely, that would have been nice to play that down here. We didn't get that. And same with Euro. I was looking for that this morning, but we didn't get it as well for a sweep to a push. But gold, no, not for me. It's at the moment.
What color is your background? Ooh.
What's happened? What else? What time's the guest you on?
Like 30 minutes from now.
Okay, cool.
It's so weird looking at my clock and it says 10:30 a.m. because it should say 7 right now.
Right. Oh, 3 hours difference. Wow. I didn't know there's such a difference. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, I was just seeing if anything's happened. It's so quiet at the moment, just in terms of news as well. Everyone's waiting.
Yeah, volume's kind of dying out. Oh, I lied. It's coming back. There's just like nothing.
trust and guarantees all words, any actions that I measure. Till Al Jazeera reached an agreement. Trump's yet to sign off. Yeah, same stuff. Have you got much planned this weekend while you're there, or are you? Oh, sorry, you can't speak. But outside of what you're doing,
basically they have me scheduled like every day for some sort of thing.
Nice.
Different events. There's yacht parties and
Nice.
yacht parties, regular parties, beach parties, like all the stuff I don't really do. Party.
Yeah. Oh, fair.
I'm like, miss me with that club energy, but
you
know. Do you go out? Do you like clubs?
No, I can't these days.
I mean,
I would.
The fact that you have children and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I've got. I don't have the stamina to do it anymore. Anyway, I struggle. You know, I'll struggle now. Just not possible. But even it's not really my scene. Not in my scene anymore. Years ago, definitely was, but not anymore.
Feel that.
Yeah. I enjoy good food. I'll go out for a nice good food. Big foodie.
I'm such a food person. I'm actually staying in a hotel right now that has a very high rated Italian restaurant in it, and I just am so excited to go down there and eat. I'm like, every one of my evenings are all filled, so I don't know what that's gonna look like. I wonder if they're gonna me. Like, I'm hungry. I'm changing the settings on my chart.
Okay.
Made my chart look.
You're gonna get pink.
Are you ready
purple.
for this? It's like yours.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, I actually like that dark energy.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's clean.
Okay. Come on, man. Like, give me something. Okay, so here's where I'm at after seeing this play out a little bit.
Your screen's not showing, Abby.
Oh, okay. Yes. Stand by. Nothing really to show. I'm just saying, like, we're not really doing much. Like, if price just wants to keep climbing, I might look for some sort of pullback and then just get in long. It doesn't even need to pull back to the New York, because when price just goes like this, you know, sometimes Fridays and Mondays, it'll just pick a direction and it'll go without reason, no news, just does its thing. So instead of expecting it to come back down to this area, which it could, but it also could just keep going, even a handoff view up, like, that's still a lot of space to come back down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Your volume is so like subpar. We might get it. What do you think, Ken?
Put it back. Yeah, it's possible. It's coming back. It's heading the right way now. I think so.
I think it's possible at all that we come down here or here.
Oh, you think that deep?
No, I'm just asking if you think.
I don't. Oh wait. Oh, you're in the. No, I don't think we're gonna come back that deep.
All of this space right here.
Yeah.
Like, even if we did come down here or in this area, like, we're still gonna print a higher low.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know.
Well, what are we up today? We're up 0.6%. Okay, we're not. Still got room. We can still go up. We can be up, close up 1.5% maybe today. The way we're going.
Yeah, we started out the week. Angel was saying, he was like, it could go up to like 33, and then the next day it started retracing. We were like, I was like making fun of him. Now it's just going. We might. Yeah. We won't get the 33 this week, but who knows?
Yeah.
I did acquire that.
Let me see. Oh yeah, nice. Oh, you go for the full sugar.
No, this is the only option they have in the hotel fridge. They
Oh
have
god,
just the regular ones. Kind of
yeah,
rude, right?
yeah. I mean, the regular ones would send me like, oh my gosh, I'd be
Honestly,
pissed.
I didn't deep dive into that refrigerator to see if they had other options. But
Yeah,
you're better off chemical wise just having the regular one anyways.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's factual. That is factual. Give you that.
Gotta love that sucralose though.
Yeah.
Hey.
I was just looking at Bitcoin just because you were just talking about it. I mean, there are times when I will trade Bitcoin, obviously CFDs. Like this looks vulnerable. I don't know what anyone's thoughts are in the chat, but I was speaking about this like last year, and I generally believe like a huge correction is on the cards, like for Bitcoin.
For sure.
Like, yeah, look at the
Everybody's
structure.
been saying like, oh no, like that was the correction. No, like
No, this is
I
yeah.
think we have a lot of time before the correction happens.
Yeah, and everyone was getting overexcited with, obviously Trump, obviously playing this, obviously what he's going to do as politicians do. But everyone was getting overexcited with Trump coming in with all these crypto, friendly policies and stuff, and crypto integration, and he hasn't really done anything. So I think that's deflated people a little bit, deflated sentiment. But yeah, look at it, it's just clean. We had this head and shoulders here, left shoulder, head, bit of a right shoulder, flag, breakout, and then now we've got a new lower high here. We're forming a little bit of a flag wedge. It's going to
For the
break
people
out.
in the chat who are new, explain this head and shoulder thing and explain what it means.
Yeah, so head and shoulder patterns is you'll start to see them at when we're at so regular head and shoulders, you'll see them at the top of trends. So it's a way of potentially price action topping out, right? You form one peak, which makes the left shoulder, and then we pull back to a neckline area. It may be like an ascending trend like this, or sometimes head and shoulders could just be on a flat zone like where we're at now. So you might get the left shoulder, you get a head. Don't with dirty minds, guys. Not necessary. And then so what would typically happen with this is you would expect the breakout right below the neckline of support where all the liquidity sitting. You'd expect that breakout. So this is the price topping out, and then eventually we get that breakthrough. Now, as the textbook goes, you're looking for the price range of the head to the neckline, and then you want to see the equivalent breakout to the downside. That's usually how you target it, and that's worked in the past for me measuring that. So if we take, for example, this, we've got the left shoulder, we're coming back to we're forming a neckline, got the head forming up here, again back to the neckline, and then we've got this right shoulder. I would class it as a right shoulder still, okay, and then back to the neckline, and we've broken through that neckline area. So that's the sort of head and shoulders. You'll also get them on the reverse, so you'll see them. I don't know. Let's see if we've got one here. I don't know if we do, but I'll just quickly see. Yeah, like here, for example. So you'll get them as a way of the price bottoming out as well when we're trying to bottom out after pulling back. So here again, look, we've got the neckline. So we've got the left shoulder here forming. Yep. Back to the neckline. Then we've got the head, a deeper pullback, retracement, then the neckline, and then we've got this right shoulder forming. Look, breakout, retest, and then go clear, baby. So that's an inverse head and shoulders. This is when you're looking for the price to bottom out to push to the upside. So it's just the flip side to what we observed there. So then we've got obviously this head and shoulders here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If we measure this by the textbook, we should be seeing the equivalent breakout to the downside, which would take us, that makes sense. I'm looking at the liquidity area of 40K. I think we could come into 40K. So yeah, it looks destined for greater downside. Yeah.
Love it. That is just a beautiful, beautiful explanation. Yeah, I've been saying that. I feel like the thing about crypto, I think that a lot of people miss is everybody thinks that when it sells off or it gets to this super low price that it's dead, and then all of a sudden it starts pumping again and it's higher than it ever was. And so I've been involved in crypto since like 2012 or 13.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, our hair. I always put different year dates to this because I don't remember. But I was 20 years old, so 12 years ago. What was that? Maybe 2015? 12 minus 26. Can anybody do that math for me? um, anyways, no, I was a nanny and I met this person, kind of put me into the whole world of crypto, paid me in Bitcoin, not much, like 180 bucks. And in 2017, it was like 6K and I cashed out. But when I started day trading altcoins, I got locked out of my Binance account in
Oh,
2017. Then the whole market crashed, and I was like, okay, well, there's like 300 to 400 bucks in there. Like, I can live without the $300. Maybe one day I log in and it's zero, or maybe it's a couple thousand. I log in one day and it's tenfold, like, it's like 20 grand.
wow.
And,
Love
same
that.
thing happened the next cycle. I put like, I want to say like 30 something thousand dollars into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, a lot of Chainlink.
Yeah. Yeah. Chainlink. I was in Chainlink as well.
Yeah. And I did that in 2022, not understanding the concept of, the pump and the dump during that halving cycle. And so it completely like crashed maybe 2 or 3 months after I put my entire bank account in there. And I watched that same like 30 bands go down to 7K
Oh,
over the couple of years. And then that same 30,000 that went down to 7,000, I watched that turn into like 129, I think, on the last
$129.
129,000.
Woo!
And so now it's like less than 50% of that. But
Yeah.
I don't think that we've gotten that full pullback, because
Yeah.
that gap between my original, putting money in at the all-time high at $30,000 and down to the 7,000 was such a dramatic like pullback. I don't think that we've really gotten there yet. I think there's a lot of room for Bitcoin and all of those coins to pull back.
Agreed. Agreed.
Especially when you like dissect the chart. There's just a lot of space down there. And I think that's such a normal thing for that asset. Now you have institutions and hedge funds and all of these different banks that are now going to be incorporating and using stable coins and regular coins and yada, yada, yada. So I don't think that we've saw as much as it's going to pull back. And I do think that it's going to go a lot higher rapidly
Yes.
In the future. I just, we don't know when that's going to be. There's like this lineup. Sorry, I'm like ranting right now, but there's this
No.
of how our financial system actually lined up pretty perfectly with the Bitcoin cycle. And that now we've kind of separated from that. So we didn't really see it. Instead of every 4 years, it was like every 5 years. So there's something to be said about just that contributing to Bitcoin's price fluctuation during those times, because that's when like money would be pumped into
Correct.
our system, like, our economy. So now it's not aligned, and we had the quantitative easing.
Yes.
And I think that is why we didn't get that full bull cycle, So who knows what's going to happen at this time? Maybe all of this works against Bitcoin. Maybe having institutions in there at the level that they are, like they can manipulate the price, and who knows? You just we don't know,
Yeah.
With all of that, like, I just think that Bitcoin is one of those assets that you really just hold, expect nothing from. Be cool with it if it goes to zero, but maybe one day it'll be $5 million a coin. So, like it really just, you don't know. And
Yeah, exactly.
stocks, like you don't really know what's going to happen with stocks. If the internet goes out, we're all screwed, so it's just one of those things.
I think there's a bit more of a guarantee though with stocks. History proves that.
Yeah. They're like an asset class, and they have been established for so long. Bitcoin is just now classified like a couple months ago as an asset class.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There you
go. Guys in the chat, hey, you over there, click that like button. I see 26 of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're here Monday through Friday, and drop some questions in the chat. We got Ken in here. He is macro god. He is the guy when it comes to that stuff. He knows his stuff. If you are a Forex trader, this is your man's. Um, yeah, drop us some questions. We're super excited you guys are tuning in, and we want you to get the most out of these streams. So
Yeah,
let us know how we can help you. What can we teach you?
100.
Okay, so we got this pullback. Hold on.
Yep.
As I was just going on a mega rant about Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, we're getting.
Okie
Oh, wow.
dokie.
Here we go.
Okie dokies. All right, so I did want to see it come into this area, but now I'm not really sure if something I'm trying to. Do you remember when you were like, you really think it's going to go down there? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. We're heading there.
I don't trust the market. Yeah, we really are. So this is a trade that like I've been taking in this market because it's thing, but I'll take this kind of if so we created like a gap, and I'll take it from like gap to gap because
Okay.
gap is like
Gap to gap, yeah.
Goes below that area, like over here. I will take it from there to there because I'm like, there's really nothing else to do in this market, and I trust nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is just kind of getting in here if it comes back up in this area and then taking it down. I might do that too. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You got eyes on anything right now?
Well, I was checking the NAS. I think we're coming. Obviously, when you look, I had the same as you. Let me just move this off. I had the same idea as you, but well, similar. I think we're going to come down here, and I think we'll look at. I will look at some buys. If we come up here, retest, I'm going to look at some buys personally. Come down here. We're coming. Yeah. We're coming. So. Yeah, let me see where we're at the moment. Okay, 4 hour. 1 second, I'm going the hourly. Okay, high, low. Oh, yeah, this would be nice. I think this would be nice. I'll look at potentially some longs here. Let's see how we come into this zone and how we respect it. What I'd want to see personally, if we do come into here, is just come in, deep pull in, reversal candle, bullish engulf, and then I'll take the longs back up, and I'll just come back up to these highs to be conservative. That's if we see that. Simple as that. Yeah, Babs. Nasty drop. Expecting ORB low now, I guess. 50%.
For the people in the chat, explain the bullish engulfing. I feel like that's one that people kind of will find on YouTube, and then they'll like try to take it, but there's definitely more information behind it than.
Yeah, so I mean, just looking at this current price action now, like, okay, let's just take an example here. Okay, so look here, for example, we have a small candle, right? And a candle just to show that potential sellers are running out of exhaustion. And then you get a bigger green candle that goes and engulfs that, you know, to show, okay, buyers are back into play here. So this would indicate that, yeah, the selling has lost momentum, buyers coming back into play, and then we should see some upside momentum. Obviously, that doesn't always happen, guys, but typically speaking, that's what you'd want to be seeing, you know, just to indicate of a slowdown. I'm just trying to find another example here where we've cleared a range. Yeah, like here again, look, this would be what you'd be looking for. Reversal candlestick, bullish engulfing, just to indicate that we're going to have a shift in momentum, shifting from that selling down, that downside play, and then push to the upside, you know. That's, yeah, bullish engulfing. And obviously the flip side to the bearish, you'd be looking for a bearish engulfing for the downside, like here, like reversal candlestick, bearish engulfing, and then sort of selling in play. Reversal candlestick, bearish engulfing, and selling in play. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on that sort of price action now on where we're at. Let's form a top.
Do you have any way of identifying whether you're looking at like a small or a large move when it comes to like, look at these little consolidation right here? Each one of those candles does you know, engulf and go
Mhm.
higher, but it only goes higher a little bit because you're in a consolidation point. How do you know when you're
Mm.
actually getting to a true breakup?
Well, that is a good question. I mean, if it doesn't take off pretty much straight away, then I won't bother. Okay, like yeah, like as you see here, there's a lot of consolidation. If we don't take off, then typically speaking, I will get out because I can just see that there isn't any momentum there. So it's going to fall into a range, which happens from time to time. So ideally, when you're seeing that pullback and then the bullish engulfing, you want it to take off quite soon. Otherwise, it's just going to be a case of just chop.
Yeah.
So there's no like I can tell straight away. It's like depending on what starts happening with the price action, then I'll know. But yeah. Do you pay attention to candlesticks really or not? You
Yeah,
don't really, do you? You do?
I do.
Okay.
Two things I pay attention to is the bullish engulfing and then bearish engulfing, and then
Mm.
wicks. Like anytime I see a wick at the top or the bottom, usually
Mm-hmm.
means that it's going to turn around. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, there's the more that you like stare at a chart. I've been staring at a chart for 2 years straight
Yeah.
every day. So I feel like there's things that I see in the chart that I don't even recognize I'm seeing.
Mm.
And that just comes with time. But, you know, when they say like know how to read a chart, a lot of it comes organically just
Mm-hmm.
by being in front of a chart.
That's true. I'll
Yeah.
give you that 100%. Definitely. How are you looking on your side? What are you thinking? Anything yet?
Well, we're kind of creating structure in this area, so I don't really see anything I can take at this moment. But if we want to come back up into this like 467 area, if we reject that area, then I might get short.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my chart up. Let me see. Sorry, I'm having to switch back and forth from screens. So here we go. Okay. I'm watching this area here because this is a high day VWAP. If we reject it, then I'm going to go short. If we break through it, I'm going to go long. I'll either be targeting there or targeting here. So maybe like another minute or 4. It would either look something like this and just give it a little space, maybe like up here. And if I was going to go long, it would look something like this.
Someone just said your chart color change, Abby.
Oh yeah, I wanted to be more like Ken.
Just come to the dark side.
Yes, I actually love. I never thought that I would like this because the darkness of the chart just kind of feels like I'm gonna miss something. But I actually love this, and I love that my writing is pink.
Brilliant.
Just a girl.
Just a girl.
Yes. Okay. It seems like almost every time I go to get into a trade, it just stops moving. What about in the chat? I feel like we've been neglecting chat. How are you guys? Are you guys okay? What's up, Sakuna? Nice to see you. If you haven't already, oh my goodness, guys, we have 36 viewers. Stop.
Oh wow.
If you haven't already, go ahead and like the stream because we're trying to beat our record of like 54.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually famous now. My goodness.
Yes.
This is insane.
Don't you have like a couple hundred like followers? Stop. Okay.
Oh, this is good. Oh, nice. Wow, incredible. Is that not the record now? Then we're at the record right now.
What's the
37.
record?
I'm guessing that is. But what about that stream you had with Angel last Friday?
So we had 52.
Ah,
No. So our record is like 54 or 57.
live viewers.
No,
Likes.
Yeah.
Fair.
Guys, if you haven't already, like the video. We're trying to get that record beat every day. If we can get on here and beat our record on likes every day, we're doing something. That's what we want to see. It also allows us to be on here Monday through Friday with you guys. And, also if you have questions, drop them in the chat.
SBK chain insight. What does that mean, bro? Regarding Ken wants to say the current macro thesis. I just can't prove it. What's that? What do you mean? Yeah, Saran, I'm a big fan of your laugh, Ken. Sometimes the sound is scary. Oh my gosh.
I like it too.
Oh, my laugh's nuts. Okay, so do you watch the Dixie first before you trade? Yeah, I do. Okay, the Dixie's very telling. Okay, so we should always come to the Dixie just to understand before I trade EU and GU. Yeah, the thing is, look, you have to remember, with the Dixie, it makes up over 50%, like the euro makes up over 50% weighting of the Dixie. So it's heavily weighted towards the euro, but I will always look at it because it just gives me an idea of where sentiment is at, broader sentiment for dollar. And then I'll know how I'm going to be then going to trade on the flip side to EU and GU. So yeah, I will be looking at Dixie first. But obviously, right now there's not much to look at. It's just complete range. Yeah, and we're at a stumbling block of this gap. We'll have clarity and we'll have trend again with Dixie when this US and Iran situation is over. But yeah, I will. Dixie's the first thing I look at every morning, like coinciding with the news, just to see where we're at in terms of sentiment. Obviously, if Dixie's down, we've got risk appetite. If Dixie's up, generally speaking, we're in risk off trading. So your riskier currencies will be down. Yeah. So yeah.
What he said. All right, guys. We have Alex. We have Drew in the waiting room, so I'm gonna let him in real quick. All right. Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Amazing. Did you end up trading the New York Open, or you sat it out?
No, we've been actually trading it a little bit. We caught the short.
Oh shit!
So we're happy with that.
Show us what you did.
So let me flip over here.
So the share screen thing is on the StreamYard. You just click present.
Gotcha. One sec here.
Oh, look, Habby, dipped right in there. Dipped right in.
Yep.
At the moment.
Yeah, it dipped perfect and caught. We love it.
Yeah.
Let's see here for that.
I'm gonna wait for that reversal.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Man, like Drew, where in the States are you from, Drew?
So, we're from Iowa.
Okay, when I was growing up and I went to school, people would be like, "Oh, you're from Iowa, right?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not from Iowa. I'm from Ohio."
They get them mixed up sometimes. I've seen
they
that.
do. I'm like, do I look like a potato farmer? Come on now.
No, we just do corn and soybeans here. So.
All right, you are up. You're presenting.
All right. So what we did over here was, we have an indicator we made up too that kind of follows my strategy, but triggered the shorts here. But we were we shorted up here at we're doing MES here. I pretty much do MES with all the volatility lately. Otherwise, when things are calmer, we'll do NQ. But we shorted up here at 76.09. We had stops at about 12. I use a lot of order flow and bookmap, and so we saw some nodes sitting up there, and we just rode this thing down here to the break of 7,600. We're looking for 75.96 is what our target was. So we were looking for that. Basically what we were looking for was, if we do, I do a lot of fibs too. If we do the long fib, we're looking for that pullback to the next leg up. And so we're targeting that, looking at Bookmap, seeing buyers sitting down here at this 7,600 to the 75.96 area. And so we're just targeting that and had to be patient for a little bit, but caught that, happy with that. And then we're looking over here at NQ. We caught that on some evals and stuff, but we're targeting the top of the opening range, just the 30-second open. And we actually came all the way down to yesterday's highs. So kind of beautiful there. Right now, we're just, to me, I'm waiting to see if this is the pullback for the next leg down for another short, or if we're going to hold here.
Cool. So for the people in the chat, obviously your first time on our stream, how do you trade? What's your strategy? What tools do you use?
Sure. So we use a model that we've created just called the fair value model. And so it will help us basically determine if we are oversold, overbought, and we look to go back towards the mean of that. And then we use a lot of Fibonacci's. We use order flow, and then looking for, kind of low volume nodes on like a fixed range volume profile, so on and so forth like that. So order flow, kind of the model that we teach also. And then, we look for either acceptance of a price and the continuation, or like up here where we rejected that price up there and we get the little pullback, and now we're kind of in this little chop zone here. And so that's pretty much what we use, is lots of fibs and order flow, and then trying to determine where value is, what is the accepted value of any given stock or index.
How did you get into trading?
So I've been trading, I guess, here, 15 years or so. Yeah, I started off, honestly, it was kind of fun. Once I found out you could buy physical, like gold and silver, and I was pretty young, I was like, oh, this is cool. And it starts just going up and you make money. And so that is how I actually got started, was just physical metal. And I want to say I was only, God, I'm not counting that as experience, but I think I started doing that when I was like 14, 15. I started like a little lawn care company, and I put money into metals and would watch it grow. And then I cashed out some of that. I got a custodial account, started figuring out how fast you could make and lose money. And then once I got into college, I got back into this pretty heavy again, started doing options. And that was kind of hit or miss, honestly. Had to figure out a lot of the stuff with the psychology of the market, psychology of trading, greed, and not knowing how to cut losers. So a lot of self-development there. And then I got into option selling, which I still absolutely love. And so did a lot of option selling for years, and then got into futures just to kind of scratch that itch of wanting to be in the markets and hit orders, get in, get out of things. And I've found a lot of success with futures trading. I like it. It's very granular. I like it a lot more than options buying.
Yeah.
Because you're just dealing with price action. You're not dealing with all of the Greeks. Option selling, though, I still absolutely love that. That side of the market. There's a lot of slow money to be made there, and consistent money. But this is the fun stuff, I guess.
Yeah. I think personally, I've got involved with trading just regular on the stock market, play with options a little bit, but futures, that's what I've done my formal training in.
Okay.
So I love futures. The way to trade. I know there's one person in the chat that maybe could use a little knowledge or hear some experience on cutting losing trades.
Yeah. So, man, there's a whole matrix out here on how many winning trades it would take, or what percentage you need to win to make back a losing trade. If you lose 50%, you have to make 100. There's a whole matrix out there on that. I should pull that up and find that. But just knowing how to cut losers and cut losers often it's, I don't want to say like a pride thing, but for a lot of people, just accepting being wrong, you can be wrong more than you are right and still make money in this. And so, just like this first trade we took today, we got stopped out and pretty much re-entered once it revalidated. And you can still make money, and that's okay. It's the holding the loser. There's no hoping and praying in this. It's not going to make you money. So, when things get invalidated, you can cut them. You can always re-enter. It's nothing against you or what you saw. The market likes to take people out. And so sometimes we can stop and re-enter. But I think it's being stubborn is what, at least for me, would kill me. And especially, I think that's one thing that option selling was cutting the losers, because you have such a high win rate that if you held a loser, it could absolutely destroy an account. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think there's a lot to be said about like holding on for hope and just hope that it goes back up. So I've definitely learned that the hard way too, unfortunately. Blown accounts, just holding losers, and it happens. You just think, okay, well, I can't be that wrong, it's got to turn around and go in my direction at some point, and then it doesn't, and blows the account.
We always joke, it can't go higher, it can't go lower. And if we even zoom back to yesterday, we saw that it can continue to go higher. Yesterday.
Absolutely. Especially in these times, like these markets are very, very hard conditions. A lot of people are, getting into trading or just starting, just working, getting into it for the first time. And it's so much harder than it was when I first got in 2 years ago. It could have saved me so much time if I had done coaching then instead of waiting a year, because when I did start coaching a year ago, or maybe 8 months ago or something, I felt like the markets were just extremely volatile, unpredictable. We've had news after news after news after war after whatever. So now trading this type of market has been like a completely different ballgame than trading 2 years ago.
For sure.
During Biden's administration.
It was totally different. I mean, I'll say, so we had COVID. Just went up. Well, they crashed and then they went up. That was a whole different market than.
Yeah, you couldn't lose in that market.
No, you couldn't. And then with Biden, things were a little bit more steady. We weren't.
Very
we always
calm.
joke about the Trump tweets. Great, there's a tweet, a tweet candle, and it's 100 points on NQ, and that's one thing that I guess with futures, a couple years ago, I would trade full minis. I would trade multiple. I'd trade 2 to 5 minis and was successful with it. And, it was a different market then. And so having to adapt to that. So even here on NQ, this last little couple minutes move down, there's 80 points. That's incredible if you're on minis and you're catching that whole move. But that can sweep you out and this can go. So what I've done is I've switched to exclusively micros.
Yep, same.
And I just copy trade a lot of accounts.
Yep.
And it keeps you in the game. I think my longest, I traded personal brokerage accounts too, but my longest prop account right now is a year old. And I've got a whole little fleet of those that are a year old. And we just keep trading them, and you make 100, 200 a day. But if you put that across 20, 30 accounts, it's pretty good days, and you're not blowing accounts. And I have some accounts I play heavy with and have fun, but usually my main accounts that follow the brokerage, we're trading 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4 micros. On MES, I'll trade 3 to 6, but the accounts usually have now they're up to about 10 grand a drawdown plus, so there's no risk of ruin. Where with NQ,
are the 10 grand a drawdown, is that Top Step or something?
So those are Tradeifys.
Accounts.
They're Tradeifys.
Tradeifys, okay.
Mm-hmm.
They have the rule where basically you start. Let's say you're starting off at 100K, you get to your 106 in a funded account, and then anything that you make after that just becomes pure profit. So instead of having a 3K drawdown, you have 15, 20K in the account. So you have a 20K, 15, 20K drawdown?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like those setups, because it really just gets you to a level where if you're slow and consistent and you're trading with discipline and you get to a point where you have 10 grand in the account, then your drawdown just feels a lot less pressure. Because I think the hardest thing about trading prop firms is that small drawdown that you're allowed.
It is. And so, that takes
we have some questions in the chat.
Okay.
How do you anchor volume profile on TV? Is it valid compared than deep chart volume profile? Okay, I tried.
Okay. So
yeah,
I don't use deep charts. I just use Bookmap. And so for Bookmap, I'm watching that just live. I'm not doing any volume profiles on that. I'm just looking at that live. For let's see, we may be breaking down here on NQ.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Yes. For the volume profile on TradingView, what I like to do is almost wave to wave. So I'll draw, like this one right here is going from the open. So I'll always have one from the open of the session. I like to have that up there. And then I'll draw one, like from this, it'd be from the high to the low. And I'd like to see when this shifts. We can also draw a shorter time frame one. So it would be from this last little wave down. And so I'll draw it from kind of this candle here down. And what we'll do is we'll look for, kind of troughs in here. And the higher, the higher time frame stuff, I put more weight on than these really short, these last few minute candles and stuff like that. But, what we're seeing here right now, you see on Bookmap is, as long as we don't break back above this point of control, we're not accepting that price. We're breaking down below our opening range right here. And as long as we reject that and keep pushing down, here we go. We're just going here. And so along with that, this is our fair value for the day with the model that we do. That's coming right down to daily fair value right there. And a lot of times it will test that. And so, we're over here on MES, it's coming to daily fair value. The chart on the right here is in Q, and we're coming right down to daily fair value right there to test that. And I have a point of control or a volume profile drawn all the way from our prior day's Globex open, and that's just coming to test it right there. So if we reject this could continue to sell off. If we like to hold right here, we're accepting the value and we may hold and continue, coming up in this range, but we are walking down right now. If we draw fibs here, let me clean this up just a little bit, but if we are drawing our fibs here, we just came down right here. We came back and retraced our halfway back, and we just hit our fib target right there. And so a lot of times that's what I'll be looking for, are fib target. And so we came halfway back, kind of that, a lot of times golden pocket is another thing people refer to it as. And then come down to this -236, and we hit our target right there. And so that would have been our target if we had entered that short right there, which on MES, that would have been 17 points or so. On NQ, we'd be looking at about 135 points. And with micros, that's nothing to, that adds up quick. You have 2 or 3 micros on there, $600-700. That's a good day. And that's all you need in a day. Shut it off. I like to just get in, get my money, get in, get out, and then go about the day.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting how people use volume profile differently. I use it differently than you do. How do you set yours up?
So, like as far as settings here?
Yeah.
So I'll just have row size is right at 69. My volume area is 70. I like to extend it right unless I'm looking at like just a tight little range. And I don't really use value area highs and lows that much. I used to. I took it off. So that's pretty much, I just want to see the main point of control. I want to see if we have any troughs that need filled. You go back to, I know some people do ICT, it's gonna be a fair value gap. There's so many ways to look at the picture. We're all looking at the same thing. We're all interpreting it a little different.
Yeah.
Definitions of it, but it'd be like a fair value gap for ICT.
Exactly. Yeah. So I actually started on VWAPs, and then I got into liquidity concepts ICT, volume profile, and I use all of these as Confluence, and I kind of just keep it as simple as possible, either with the VWAPs or with the POC, and I'll see them all kind of line up. Everything that I've learned thus far kind of has the same idea to it. It's just wrapped in a different blanket.
Yeah.
So do you use volume profile current day?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I use previous day, and I set it up on like a 30-minute time frame.
Okay.
So I usually just set my levels. I still use value area high, value area low. They're a little less strong points for me, but yesterday's POC is like an 80% setup.
Yep. We
usually engage it at some point during the day. Like right now, it's for me, POC yesterday is set up at 9:29, 9:73. So, if we continue selling off, we're going to engage that. But pretty much every day for me, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. Yep. I'll do a weekly point of control. So I'll draw a volume profile for the whole prior week, prior month, prior day.
Yeah. So I think at that point I would be getting really confused. But no, what you're saying is actually true. There's, if it does not touch the POC, let's say on a Monday or a Tuesday, then maybe Wednesday it engages it as a naked point of control.
Yes. So I have a whole indicator I made that will show all those naked point of controls. And so a lot of times those like to get revisited. It's almost like a gap fill type thing. And so they like to get tapped. And so
at some point it's going to happen.
Yep. Especially if we start moving towards one or getting close to it. So yeah, like I said, I'll go, I even do yearly, but, and it works really good on stocks also. It's very true of that on the higher time frame. I don't like to do daily and stuff on the stocks, but any index, prior day, prior week, prior month, prior year, it's neat to see where that lines up. I like to also draw longer term fibs. We had it the previous day. It was perfect. I mean, we were just fibbing perfectly, even overnight during Asia session. And I was like, this is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Fibonacci's are also cool. I know people either love or hate them, but personally, you can pull a fib from the lowest point of the day to the highest point of the day, or a sell-off of the past year to the top of the chart, so, and you kind of get a good place of where you should buy for premium and discount.
Yes.
Yeah. So I personally use it. I use it in all kinds of different ways, sometimes with the premium and discount, but also I'll even open it inside of, let me see if I can show you real quick. I'll open it inside of, is this me? Yes, this is me. Sorry, I'm in Miami right now. Usually I have my multi-screen setup, but I am working off of a laptop, so I'm working a little slower today.
That's so hard.
It is. I have a light here. I have a coffee box holding my camera. We're really making the best out of it. So, if this is where we truly wanted to pull back, something like this would help say, all right, well, if I want the best pricing to get short, where would I want to take that? And it could be here. So that's one way that I'll use a Fibonacci. But something I kind of figured out just through experience trading, staring at charts for many hours, is that if I pull a fib through one of these imbalances, the fair value gap, that 9 out of 10 times, it's going to come back up about 50% and it's going to retest this level. And then if it keeps going, that I know I'm going into the next imbalance. If it comes to this area and rejects, I'm waiting for an inversion and then getting in short. So there's all types of different ways that people use them. I don't know if that's actually something that exists or not. It's just something that I started noticing it and really just putting it in my playbook. But yeah, it's really cool how all of these tools kind of coincide.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah. So let's see. Your VWAP actually magic and rejects it, like you said before. Wow. Are we talking about mine or his? Let me see. Yeah, you're right. Let me go back to my chat. Yeah, so VWAPs is confluence again. Super simple, We obviously were above, we couldn't hold, came below, we tap into this level. Now I'm looking for, even we are coming lower, but I am looking for one of these imbalances to get filled, which means they'll probably come up above this. Maybe. We'll see.
And see, this is what I'd be looking for here also would be if it would almost be like a long right here for this next leg down. And so we'd be coming back up. So this big fat orange one I have, it's my 200 EMA. I do EMAs also.
There's so many lines. Hold on, I'm having a stroke.
Sorry, yeah. Okay.
Can you zoom in so we can see?
Yeah, let me clean this up here.
My little tiny laptop. I'm struggling.
Let me see if this, is that better?
That's beautiful.
Okay. And then.
Oh, yeah.
Right, there we go. Okay. Let me clean this up. I've got, it looks great. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Wait, no.
So
is it just tanking right now? What?
It just spiked. So that was perfect. Okay. So what I was looking for here is I drew a fib from the high to the low of today's session. And this is our halfway back right here, this 0.5. So was looking for it to come up to this 0.5 to the 0.618, kind of that golden pocket. Just also, this red line is our point of control for the session. And so that likes to get revisited. I'd like to see if that acts as resistance or support. But also, this orange line is our 200 EMA. And a lot of times that also acts as a magnet. I've done VWAP and all that too. I have that up on a different chart. But I like this 200 EMA as, kind of support resistance. Once we break it, we came right back down to our daily fair value, which is pretty much our prior day's point of control. And so right now we're coming up to our session point of control. We want to see if we reject this or keep
which I think we probably will, based on that, just acidic energy immediately wicked it and went down. So
it looks like it might here. Just looking at Bookmap, we've got kind of a little wall here between 75.98 and 7600. If we can punch through that wall, though, all of that gets absorbed, then we could see higher. And so that's where, at least I like Bookmap, because I can say, okay, we're in a golden pocket short here. We could take a short, have a tight stop loss, because if it pushes through that level, we know there's nothing above us and we can just it'll just keep going higher. And so that's over on MES. If we look at, I'm gonna pull up NQ here.
For anybody who in the chat who doesn't know, Bookmap is a really great tool that you can basically see where the order blocks are. It's pretty live. There's like one step above it, right? Like, don't the hedge funds have even liver data?
They do. Yeah, you can pay for a very premium version of Bookmap. I don't. It's expensive. So this is what it looks like here.
Which also is just another cluster F of fun.
Yeah, it's there's so many good tools. I do love Bookmap though. Let me,
somebody in the chat keeps asking, do you use absorption?
Yes.
And his name is Drew, not Nick. Unless you want to go by Nick.
No. We'll stick with Drew. So what we're seeing here is let's see, I'm gonna flip over to MES again. So these two line up. But we had this wall right here on Bookmap. And so you could see this heat map down here, that's support sitting here, and that all went away, right? And so you can see the history of all of this also, where they put orders on and take them off. That all went away, and you can see orders starting to come in here, and that's our resistance coming in. And so that's where, I'd be looking at, okay, over here on our chart, we're in the golden pocket. We can say, okay, at 597, take the short, or even at 595. And if we break through this 600 level, maybe put our stop a little bit. Sometimes they like to sweep it a couple points. For NQ, I always did about 10 points. For ES, I'm doing about 3 or 4. Put our stop, let's say at 603. If all this gets absorbed, pushes through, we know there's not a lot above us. currently. Not saying orders don't just drop in and out. We can see that on some of the histogram here too. And so now when we're looking at this looks like it's proving a long draw. And so we came right down to this halfway back, and this point of control is holding. And so we could be coming right back up to retest this 600 here, which would be about 10 points on ES, which is still a pretty good play. I like Bookmap on ES better than in Q. It's a little bit,
a little bit less clustery.
Yeah, in Q just doesn't give us as much data, I would say.
So basically with the book maps, so all of the orders show up as lines through the chart, and you'll see a solid line that just sits there, and that's usually like real orders, and then the ones that come in and out, just chop in and out, is like algorithms, which is just trading robots.
Yep, it's crazy. Sometimes you'll see an order of, these are 1,000 or 100 sitting on our book here, 100 order, and you'll see them with thousands sometimes, and it's an algo because it'll move super fast. You'll see it
chopping in and out. You just know immediately. You're like, okay, well, this can go away at any second. It's just meant to manipulate the market, which is what the conditions we trade in 2026. So Bookmaps is cool for stuff like that for sure.
It is. I absolutely love it. It helps you see what's going on better. Now I know I used to use like our just our DOM here. I used to use volume footprint, and it takes, at least for me, I know some people can just look at it and it's like a second language. For me, it takes 2 or 3 seconds to look at it and translate that, is how I think of it. Where Bookmap, I can just look at and it makes sense. After you look at Bookmap for a week or two, it just clicks for at least for most people, what I found. And so that's why I've really enjoyed having Bookmap. I know you said you're trading mobile now, and I can't imagine, because it's like I've got all these screens out here and you have Bookmap on one.
I actually don't use Bookmaps too often anymore. I did in the beginning. I felt like I needed it because it was a confidence thing for me, where I was like, all right, well, I'm long biased, but I want to see that there's orders above. And now a lot of what I do and how I read the market, I don't really need Bookmaps. It would just be another thing. I got to get another screen for it, but a lot of these imbalances I can just read in, the fair value gaps and stuff like that. Sorry, let's see. Okay, there was actually some questions earlier that I wanted to get to. Let me see. Johnny says, Drew's the man. I back that. Okay. It's funny because a lot of people are saying like how crazy your chart is, and that they prefer clean charts. And it's funny because when I started trading, I still do, but I've cleaned up my chart a lot so that people don't look at my chart on stream and just be like, what the hell? So I feel like it doesn't bother me when there's so much stuff on the chart. Like I'll have so many lines. I mark out my highs and lows of each session from today to yesterday. I mark out my POC value high, value low, all of the relative equal lows. I mark everything out, and I'll just have a bazillion lines across the chart. And a lot of that, it doesn't bother me at all. So they're saying you're a professional because your chart looks insane.
It looks nuts. Yeah, I will say, so I trade live every day, and so and share it. And when people first jump in with me and watch it, it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And so that's why I'll say, okay, we're gonna strip this down. Let's get rid of everything here. And we'll just add one by one. Here's just a plain chart. And why do we have things on there? Why does it matter? And so, we'll start with something just as simple as this. So we have our opening range high, our day open, our prior high. I want to know that. And we have our EMAs. And we can trade just with that and be successful. And then we say, okay, I want fibs on this. Okay, well, there we have fibs.
Mm-hmm.
And I could take the other thing off and almost trade with that and just be successful. I mean, there's been days where it's like, we'll just do fibs and we'll just do that. It's not what I love to do, but just to make a point of we can trade just fibs and be successful, you can just have those on there. But I want to know my prior levels also. And so, we might throw on our prior levels and it'll, here's our average weekly range high right here. That matters a little bit. Our prior day point of control. I want to know that, and just simple levels, our average daily range low. If we start breaking down, this is
what's that level that you have marked there with a little bit of a highlight right there?
This one here is our ADR low, so our average daily range low.
Gotcha.
And so,
sit between where and where?
What?
Where does that sit between what levels?
So basically, if you take
like the price.
The price on it, it's $75.50 roughly.
$75.50. Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, cool.
And then our weekly
somebody asked, EMA is different than VWAP.
Yes.
Care to explain the difference?
Yeah. So an EMA an EMA will change based off the time frame that you have. And so I like to run EMAs off of a 3-minute. I actually have an indicator that we've made so I can I like to trade on a 1-minute chart, but I like to chart off of a 3 and a 5-minute chart or even a higher time frame. And so I like to run my EMAs on a 3-minute. And basically when we say a 9 EMA, a 21 EMA, a 200 EMA, what that is doing is taking the average of the last 200 candles if it's a 200, the last 19 candles if it's a 19, or a 21, the last 21 candles. Now that's why it matters if it's a 1-minute candle or a 5-minute candle, right? You're going to get a very different line. It smooths it, but here we are on a 1-minute. This orange one here is the 200. If we go to a 15-minute, our 200 is all the way down here on a 15-minute. And so you will have different EMAs based off of the candles you're looking at or the time frame. And so that's where I like to have my EMA set up on like a 3-minute. I found for me that works with those numbers that I've been running. Higher time frame stuff, especially I will say with a live account where you can swing positions, that's where I like to, I might do something like 100 point, 200 point stop loss, but be targeting 400 or 500 points. I can hold that for a day or two, depending, if we're in a long swing here, we could have just still had a runner here 100 points ago. Mm-hmm. And so, I trade differently, I will say, with my live brokerage account than I do with prop. Prop, you have to close everything overnight unless you're running specific Forex accounts. And, those have their place. I love that too. But small size and keeping things over time. Your VWAP, it's a whole different algorithm, I guess.
VWAP is depending on where you anchor it, is volume weighted average price. So a VWAP you can anchor to pretty much anything: highs, lows, news, yesterday's, overnights. Wherever you want to see if support holds, that's kind of where you anchor it. So just to tell you guys in the chat real quick. So again, the lines on the chart, the order flow, the Fibonacci's, all these different things, you can use them, you cannot use them, you don't need them, or they can be essential. It just depends on how you're trading. So when you get into trading, you're going to find your style of trading. And then as you start to learn and you tap into other strategies, you kind of just see that things all kind of align. So whether you want to use it or not, it just helps you when you're executing your trades. It helps you understand, okay, well, this, and this, they're all lining up to go long at this point, So, it's a personal preference. All right, so there's so much going on in the chat. I just gotta catch up real quick. All right, World Cup host USA. Oh, great. Love that. Love sports. You like sports? You a sports guy?
Oh, no, not really.
Same. Not a sports guy.
No.
Okay, so the play that you were just talking about, whether or not it can break through that wall. We're kind of just chopping around. Do you see
Yep.
anything else that's changing your bias, whether you're long or short?
No, I'd be short until we can break through the 7,600.
Yeah.
That could drive us up for sure. But right now we're just kind of chopping. And so, yeah, I mean, we are in a short draw fib. And so that's what I like, that, we are in a short draw fib, and, it leads me to lean short right here, that we can't break through this. I will also say it's kind of neat with Bookmap. So you can see how some of these balls are bigger, right? That's just the number of buyers it's the delta, I guess, the number of buyers that are overtaking the seller. So it's aggressive buys versus aggressive sells. You can see here with all these the small balls, that we're just moving sideways, we're chopping. There isn't a huge amount of buyers or sellers overtaking each other. I would imagine if we come up through and break through 7,600, we'll start seeing some bigger green ones. But, unless it just rejects, but it's just moving sideways here right now. And so it's, I'd say sitting on hands.
Best trade, no trade.
Yep.
Wait,
and that's how you keep
more
money.
information before getting in or out of a trade. You don't want to just take a shot in the dark and hope for the best,
No. And that's where, the shots in the dark hurt you, I'm okay taking paper cuts and kind of probing into a position here, but those add up, and I try not to try the same idea 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
I had this issue for a long time in trading when I first started, that I would get into a trade. I would feel like, okay, maybe I was wrong. I didn't have the confidence as a new trader. I felt like I didn't have all of the information that I needed to be successful in it. So I'd get into a trade. I'd either close it early because it was moving against me, maybe just a little bit. Nothing was telling me to get out of the trade except for my fear. And so I'd get out, and then I'd get in, and then I'd get out and get in. And sometimes I'd find out more than often I was right on my idea. It went in the direction it was supposed to. But because I was early on the trade, I was taking paper cuts to the point where it sent me into a tilt, or, I'm losing a couple $100 before the trade plays out. So I feel like a lot of it too is just really making sure that you have like good timing with your trades, and that you're getting all of your entry signals. Otherwise, it's very detrimental to your trade.
It really is. And I will say, that's something with options, and early on when I was buying options, that it was a struggle, because you would be right. You would see it work out, but it took so long that the theta would kill you, and your options would be worth almost nothing, or what your entry was. Even though you were right and the market never really went against you, the timing just decayed it so fast. And so I will say that's one nice thing about futures. You don't have to deal with that. We could hold a position here all day, and this can move sideways and then finally give us our move.
Yeah.
It's just being patient enough, or not having things going on later in the day, that you can sit here and manage it. So I will say, I love futures for that.
For sure. And another thing is, there's the set it and forget it thing, where if you're really confident in your trade, and you don't want to sit in front of the computer, and you don't want to add the extra risk of feeling like, it's going against me, I need to close it, I did something wrong, whatever, you just have a good stop, have your take profit, and set it, and just know that whatever happens, happens. That's one thing I had to do for a long time too. Somebody in the chat said, "Sir, I want to learn how you're watching the market like this." I think we have a lot to learn from you, for sure. There's so much stuff here, so much to dive into. It would actually be really cool to have you come on next week again.
Yeah,
maybe we just do a full breakdown of everything, because somehow we only have 20 minutes left.
Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah. They're saying we broke the record with, we're trying to break the record every day with our like count. So if you haven't already, like the video, let's go. We're sitting at 58. So yesterday we had 57. Wow. Love it. Love to see it. So guys, if you're new here, This is E8 Markets live stream. We're here Monday through Friday. Generally market open for a couple hours, 2 hours. Live trading. We have guests on every single day. You can find the information down below for my Instagram, my X account, my YouTube. Our co-host was on earlier. You can find all of his Instagram, YouTube, and X. And then Drew, our guest for today, Instagram and YouTube and X is all down below. So jump on that, join our Discord, that whole spiel. So do you have like a Discord community?
Yeah. Yep, we do. It's called Execute Your Edge.
Okay, cool. If you want, you can drop me the link over Discord and I'll share it in the little chat because I'm sure people would love to stay tuned to everything that you guys are doing. And
yeah, and we've got it's a free 2-week trial of premium right there. You don't need a credit card. It just keeps going. It kicks you over to a free member if you don't keep up with the premium. So there's no card needed and gets you in.
Is that the swap thing? Yeah.
That's the WAP. Yep.
All right, guys. I'm going to drop that link right quick in the comments. You should be able to get in there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, I mean, so far it's been so interesting. I love all of this. I love book maps too. I think book maps was such an awesome tool when I first started. And, now I can just read the market like without having to use it. Sometimes I do still go to the live version that I'll find on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Do they have that?
Subscription price. Oh yeah. The subscription price is what, like $200-$300 a month or something?
It's up there. So I actually have it linked. So if you want like the super premium one, it's a few $100s a month. If you just have a Schwab account, it's what do I pay? $40-$50 for when it's linked to your Schwab account. It's not bad.
Whoa. Okay. I have Schwab. That's my cash account. You just taught me something. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Save some money. So I believe you just have to open a support ticket. It's a thing that they used to have with Thinkorswim. It was a deal that they used to have back when it was what was that?
Thinkorswim, just like the mobile version for my.
Okay, I'm not sure if it works on mobile, but yeah, reach out to their support chat. They'll give you a 2-day trial, and then just say you want to keep going. And I think it's 40 or 50 a month. It's not bad. It's worth it. And you get 90% of what you get with the really expensive one. Okay,
perfect. I'm going to definitely utilize that. That's amazing.
It's a tool that's worth it, for sure. So
I love when people get in the chat and they're like, hey, you got to put an @ before the username. Bushido said that. I'm like, oh, shit. When they're right. Thank you, Bushido. Appreciate it. Okay, so you said you're from Iowa, right?
Yes.
Born and raised. Do you still live there?
Still live there, sadly. No.
You said there. Are you out of town right now? Or are you still?
No, I'm at home.
Okay, cool.
I try and get out of Iowa as much as I can.
Yeah, like where do you like to travel?
Just go down to Texas a lot, Florida, Colorado.
I'm actually in Miami right now.
I love it. Yeah.
I got flown out here to film a TV show for trading. I can't really talk about it because I'm under an NDA, but I just got here and I was like, how am I going to stream like with one computer? But it's really not that bad. I guess I've had worse days. So you said like you like Florida and.
Yeah, usually just south of Daytona and New Smyrna area. That place is awesome. Colorado.
Is that on the west side or the north side? Or east side?
That'd be the east side. So Daytona's east side, and it'd be, God, what is it from Miami? It's a few hours north.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm familiar. Yeah, I'm surprised it was flooding last night in Miami. There's like at least 8 inches of water filling all of the streets.
Wow.
It was just, it's pretty crazy. I heard, I'm not sure, somebody fact check me on this, but New York and Miami have pumps underneath that kind of keep the water out. And because the cities just keep getting heavier and heavier, it's like starting to sink. And Venice, Italy, I think too.
I've heard that for Venice. Yeah, I've heard that. I was
told a long time ago, like you need to go, visit there before it sinks. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I went to Venice.
Did you like it?
Oh yeah. I mean, gorgeous. But I think I went in a time that it was summer, there was tourists, it was just a little bit hectic. I'm more of a homebody, less people kind of vibe. I don't really go out and party, so like, crowds, not my thing. Yeah. Okay, so you said you've been trading for what was it, 15 years?
Been about 15 years now, yeah.
15 years, okay. How did you first hear about trading?
Oh man, my dad.
Your dad? That's awesome.
Yeah, dad used to. I mean, he's always traded. He actually did it. It was back in the day. He would trade futures contract, and you would have to call your broker. And he was telling me about how crazy it was. Where if you entered he was mostly doing metals and commodities, but it'd be $500+ per trade of commission, and you'd have to call. And he'd watch it overnight, and you couldn't do anything because the brokers were closed, and you'd have to call the next morning to close or do whatever. And so I grew up watching him trade. And, he did stuff with stocks too, not a ton, but it was a lot of futures back then. And I didn't understand, everything that he was doing, but I was watching that. And so it was really interesting doing that. And then we had a family friend, and I remember it was back, when TVs were small and they were all square, and they first came out with a plasma TV, and he bought a huge one and put it on his wall and hooked his computer up to it. And he was just trading. I remember just watching him like, this is insane. It was back this would have been probably in 2003, maybe. Everybody was just getting internet, everybody's on MySpace and all this. And he's got this huge, it probably isn't even big to today's standards, but it seemed huge at the time, plasma, and he's trading on it. And I'm like, how are you doing this? This is so cool.
Yeah, I still see people do that ever so often, it's crazy. So we broke through that wall that you were talking about.
Yep.
So what I was waiting on is that maybe we put in fill in one of these imbalances and put in a higher or a lower high.
Yep.
And then we want to come back down for a deeper pullback.
I'm right there with you on that.
Some of the levels that I have set for the day is that POC from yesterday's point of control, which is down at 71. However it wants to play out, I'd like to see that. There is also this unmitigated gap down here that I don't know if we'll get it today, but maybe potentially it's Friday. Who knows? Fridays are really suspect sometimes. So
it is.
Definitely.
Yeah. And this is where if we can break back below 7,600, NQ is actually playing a lot nicer right now with fibs. So we are right in that golden pocket. This can push, especially if we break back below the 360 area, which would be, that's our point of control on this last wave. It's our 200 EMA for me. Our prior high is right at 345 area. But if we can break that, just by the structure, that looks good. We are holding those EMAs right here though. And so that's really, when we look at this right here, this first hour, what we did is we just came up, this is the 9 EMA right here, this blue line. We just came up and tested it and just kept grinding higher. So until we really break that and break this yellow one, which is my 21, I'm hesitant to jump in a short, but I do like the idea of a short on NQ right now, honestly. And usually I've been doing ES, but I do like the way this looks a little bit more on NQ right now.
Yeah, NQ, I feel like sometimes the price action is different. A lot of people ask me do you only trade NASDAQ? I am a specialist on NASDAQ, but I also started off only on ES. So I personally can trade both, but I stick to NASDAQ just for personal reasons. I like scalping. I like quick moves. I like volatility. I like to know pretty much immediately if I'm right or wrong on my trade. So that's why I personally trade NASDAQ. But on days that it is, one candle can be a 50 point spikes up and down, especially in Asia session. I've seen this a lot where one candle will literally just be 100 points. And days like that, I will go over to ES. Or if I'm just really struggling because of volatility, I'll go over to ES. Because for me, ES is a little bit safer bet. If volatility is too crazy, it's just a little calmer. I did that after I got my first payout there was this thing that was like going through my mind that was like, oh, once you get your first payout, like it's really hard after that to get another.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of like says that, and I'm like, it got into my head, and then I was just having such a shit time, like trying to trade, and it was so volatile. It wasn't even, it was like the holidays, and then like all of this different news and stuff was coming out, and Trump saying whatever stuff he wants to say all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just like affecting the market so much. And so I went back to ES for a couple of weeks until I felt a little more calm in my trading.
Yeah. I like it. I like both. I traded nothing but M&Q up until, like not nothing, but for about a year or two, I traded nothing but M&Q until all of the stuff, geopolitical stuff lately has been going on. And so I was like, this is too volatile, for copy trading across so many accounts.
Yeah.
I don't want to take a bunch of,
What do you use to copy trade?
So I use TradeSyncer.
Okay. Yeah.
Really like TradeSyncer. I've used Replicanto. Was not a big fan of that. I liked
What about Trader's Post?
I haven't used that one yet. I know a few people that have, and they liked it. So
I have a friend of mine who also is a trader, and he copy trades anywhere from 50 to 100 accounts at a time.
Mm-hmm.
He targets about $50 on the trades. If it goes in his favor, he will he'll either take a $50 loss. If not, if it goes in his favor, he breaks even, so he at least makes $50 profit. If it keeps going, he lets it go. And he's tried all of the different ones, and he said Trader's Post is the one that has the less issues, the less slippage. The other one that you're using, TradingSync, is the one that I originally had heard about.
Yep.
As a new trader, I was like, oh, I can copy trade and make money. And yeah, don't do that, guys. Don't copy trade unless you're profitable already.
Yeah, I will say that,
Yeah, I was spending $300 to $1,500 a day just copy trading 5 accounts and blowing them over and over and over on those really volatile war moments that we were having in the beginning of the year. I went into like a major month-long tilt maybe. Yeah, it was pretty intense. So don't copy trade, guys, unless you are doing well and you know what's going on, and Trump's not tweeting.
Yeah, and I will say that's where it takes stress off doing micros when you're copy trading, because okay, I lost $100, lost $50. Oh, I made 300. Just don't look at, when I started copy trading, don't look at the balance of your accounts, because that will mess with you mentally. Maybe it did me at first when I started copy trading, and I had 30 funded accounts when I decided to pull the trigger on copy trading, and and I was still doing minis.
Yep. I passed an account a couple days ago. I haven't touched it. I have 4 more in progress right now, and I just want to stack as many as possible, and then I'll start trading. But I'm like, why would I trade a funded account when I have a couple more that need to get funded? So I'm just gonna wait. These EMAs, explain the different numbers behind them, like what each one means. Which ones do you use?
So I use the 9, 21, and 200 is what I use. And so the 9, it just takes the last 9 candles, smooths them, and averages them out. 21 candles. The 200 is 200 candles. And so I'll run them like that, and a lot of times I'll look for us to, like this morning here, we had this trend, and if we had gotten long, I wouldn't take that off until we broke that 9. If you wanted to be able to hold through a deeper pullback, you could say, or a reversal, break the 21. And that's what I like to do. I know a lot of people, they'll have a strategy where EMA crosses and stuff like that. I don't really do crosses. I almost look at them as just a support. It's just riding this 9 up. Okay, it hit it. It broke the 9. We could take off right here. And if it breaks the 21, that's where we could start looking for a short. If we want it to be as simple as we could just with EMAs, that's how I do it. The 200 I just have on there as a magnet almost is how I think of it. It likes to come back and retest that. Think of it as like, at least for me, a dog on a leash. It can only go so far away before it comes back. That's how I think of it. And so, we're pretty extended from the 200 up here. We come back, great. We're extended from the 200 here. We come back, life's good. We just came back, extended from the 200, we came back. It's a big, ping pong game, I guess. That's how I look at it, though. It's a dog on a leash, and it just likes to walk a little bit out, see what's going on out here. It comes back. Oh, let's see what's going on over here. Come back. And so, that is, I use that. There's a few more things we can get into that, if we want to jump on next week too.
Yeah, let's definitely
deviation,
make a little list of things to get into.
You can hit on like one topic a week or something,
whatever. Come on, reoccurring. That'd be sick.
No,
we'll make space.
So
so also like, okay, so you trade ES and NQ. Do you trade typically like gold or any of these coins?
Yeah, we do gold too. So usually I save gold for Asia session overnight. If I'm going to do gold.
Why is that?
I like the way it moves. I don't like the way NQ and ES move at night. And so if I'm going to trade in the evening, I like gold. It seems more, at least cleaner to me.
Yeah.
It trades good in the daytime too, but I'd rather be on ES and NQ right now. And so if I'm going to trade at night, it's usually gold.
Yeah, I actually had something similar. I maybe like 6-8 months ago, when people started talking about gold, I started looking at it and watching the chart, and I noticed that too. Very clean during the after hour sessions. And I did have one day that I made a good amount of money and just catching a reversal in gold.
Yep.
So
it's amazing, especially at the end of last year when we were having 100-point moves. I will say there was I got burnt once on it. There was a 1 or 2 minute candle that dumped 250 points on gold, and silly me didn't have a stop. I entered and it instantly went, and I was like, oh no. And it bounced back, but I was like, oh, that hurt. But it was one of those accounts with, like I said, 10,000 so on drawdown. I lost a few hundred, and we got it back later in the day. But last year, gold was volatile. Silver
was
amazing. Don't trade a full silver contract unless you want to have a bad time, I'll say. But SIL, I see somebody put in there, SIL is good. SIL, it's underrated, it's a little bit different leverage than gold. So, silver, a mini or micro is 1,000 ounces of silver. So every dollar you get 1,000. A mini is 5,000. So it's a 1 to 5. So you're actually trading with a micro. It's like trading 2 micros of gold. So, but yeah, silver, you get a dollar move. It happens. Let's flip over there, see how that's doing today. But yeah, you can have a good or really bad time on silver. So silver's gone up $2 here. That's a $10,000 move on a mini. So this candle here, it's a 2-minute candle, about 50 cents. So that's $2,500 on a mini. Be a really good or a really bad time. It's more sporadic. I would think of silver as like NQ volatility on steroids. Gold is a little bit more respectful of levels, fibs, EMAs, whatever you use. Gold's more respectful, and so I like gold. I like gold a lot.
I think it depends for me personally. I also feel the same, that like it's better in Asia session. It's very volatile though. Okay, so are you an RR guy or just a cut profit if price action is not in your favor?
I'm not RR. I am cognizant of my R to R, but I'm not going to say I'm going to take this position because it lines up with an R to R. I'm looking at where support is, where price is likely to go. I'll take it there. If we start seeing support, I will move my stops. I will take stuff off early. Same with the stops. If I see support or resistance coming in, sometimes I move my stops up a little bit. Sometimes I move them down. So I don't just enter a trade and say, this is what it is. I'm not adapting. We have to adapt to the markets to be successful, I believe. Just like you can't have, what used to be a 20-point stop on NQ 2 years ago, let's say back when it was Biden and the market was sitting down at 16,000. it's a totally different market now. We had to adapt.
Oh, yeah.
We're having bigger swings. Otherwise, you're going to get stopped out all the time. You have to adapt. And I look at it that way, trade to trade basis also, where you have to adapt. We're going to have to move TPs and stops. But, if we can make it go all the way to that full TP, that's the goal. We're not trying to just move things to take it and be impatient here. But if we see order flow changing, we see the conditions changing, which they always are, sometimes that also means moving your TPs out further. Okay, we can get more money here. Like on this drop here, maybe our initial TP was right here at 435 when we were looking at this, and we saw it dropping so aggressively. Drag that thing down and maybe trail it down instead of just taking it. And so that's how I look at it. It's not as much R to R. I like to be cognizant that I'm not risking 2 to 1, but that's where I'm at with R to R. It matters just to know what it is, but the system is not based off
It's
R
a
to R.
good starting point for sure. I'm also with you. I don't really look at RR. I do try to keep a wider stop than take profit though. So like a negative RR.
Yep.
But I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, like 100 points here, 100 points here, or 50 here, 50 here. That's irrelevant to me. It's more about the structure to the left and what would invalidate my trade.
Yep.
So I could have a short-term invalidation or a long-term invalidation. I like to give them more room to breathe, and that usually increases my probability. So we have come to the end of the stream. I do want to say a couple things before we go. Also, this comment is hilarious. ES is like, I don't know if I can say that. NQ is like, Silver's like, and Red Bull. I thought that was great. I love that. Okay, so what are you doing on Monday? Do you want to pick back up on Monday?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
So let's get you scheduled in on Monday. We can definitely go into just really deep dive into some of these things. Guys, so if you're here right now, like the stream, we so appreciate it. Definitely show up on Monday. We would love to have you again and really dig into Drew's whole anatomy of trading. Also, I totally understand that, typically I might do a giveaway or something, but I'm going to double up the giveaways on Monday afternoon because I guess it's morning still. Because it's Friday and you don't want an account on a Friday, like you don't want to blow an account and feel like crap going into the weekend. So I'm doing you a favor here, but I'm going to double these up. Maybe I'll trip. I don't even know. Like maybe we'll just get a little juicy. So again, if you're here right now, like our stream, go and follow Drew on his X, YouTube, all of that. He streams daily. His Discord is also in, let me drop it again, but his Discord is in the chat. So, feel free to get in there and join his community as well. But he'll be here again on Monday. So thank you so much for coming on. I have so many more questions, so I'm really excited for you to come back on Monday because I feel like we can really get into, all the nitty gritty. So
no, I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you Monday.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful Friday and don't blow your accounts. All right. Take care.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.